Hi, this is the Labour report from the Democratic Alliance. Well, it's good news this time, and I want to share this with everyone, and we are quite happy with what's happening. Obviously, mostly in the Western Province, but we've actually got some good news. The employment figures seem to be going up a little bit. Businesses are starting to reinvest. We have businesses in Cape Town that I'll talk about, just two of them or a few of them. We've got a new mayor in Tshwane, a Democratic Alliance mayor. Very exciting. We're celebrating the Abrahamic faiths this month, so it'll be in April, and we'll be happy about this. The DA is reaffirming its leadership on the 1st and 2nd of April, also good news. And then, of course, one or two alerts that I need to talk about. So this is Michael Bagram, the DA Member of Parliament, a Labour spokesperson, and thank you for tuning in. It's Wednesday, the 29th of March, 2023. Please share this if you're happy with it, but I think this is good news, so let's have a look at it. So we've had, the last two quarters, we've had a slight uptick of figures, which is quite nice, of employment figures. Now, it is a drop in the ocean, but it is a little bit of a change. Of course, that change is caused by the Western Province government. The government itself is now ensuring that there is a business-friendly environment, and I need to take my hat off to those in the Western Cape, obviously Democratic Alliance-led leadership, but I need to take my hat off and say, at least their policies are starting to show, their policies are starting to reap the benefits, and it's exciting, very exciting. So I need to at least salute people like the Mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis, the Premier of the Western Province. The Premier of the Western Province has done amazing work, absolutely amazing work, to try and ensure that that business community is properly protected and properly encouraged to employ more and more people. So to Premier Alan Winde, I salute you. The Democratic Alliance is proud of you, and let's make this go into the elections next year, probably in mid-2024. Let's make this as the shining government. That's the jewel in the crown of the Democratic Alliance. So well done to Premier Alan Winde, and obviously the Mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis. Their businesses are starting to reinvest. Now, I see that as a Labour lawyer, obviously, and I see businesses starting to reinvest. Obviously, they're starting to reinvest for necessities like electrical installations, generators, solar panels, etc. And I need to salute many of these businesses that are doing that and encouraging them to continue doing that and to make it work so that they can employ more and more people. I want to single out a business such as Sparkle Products that have done amazing work. Not only have they invested in their own building, it's a small business here in Cape Town, Sparkle Products, but they're investing in electrical installations and they're making it work, and they're keeping themselves solid, and they're creating employment here in the Cape, so well done. And I must also congratulate Cape Union Mart. They managed to stay on the even keel right throughout COVID, and then they had a massive fire just after COVID. And lo and behold, their business has grown stronger. They have not retrenched. They managed to keep their head above water, and they are a homegrown business that have done amazing work here in South Africa, but in particular in the Western Province, and I salute them, both Sparkle Products and Cape Union Mart. Well done. Then I must just tell you that there are hundreds and hundreds of small businesses that are starting to reinvest in themselves, and that's amazing. Businesses went on an investment strike for years. They had no faith in the government, they had no faith in the future, but I think they're starting to see that there's going to be a change in government in 24. And they're starting to invest, getting ready for that change in government. There will be, no matter what type of coalition rules in 24, there will be a change. And that change, I think, will be good for the business environment. And of course, once you're creating employment in South Africa, well, that brings down crime, it brings down starvation, it brings down depression, it does all sorts of things. So employment is the answer. Employment is something that we must look forward to. And under a Democratic Alliance-led coalition government, I strongly believe that we can see that sunshine coming through. So well done to everyone who is reinvesting in their businesses. I'm not going to name them, but I know many, many small businesses that come to me. And for the first time in years, I'm doing letters of appointment, contracts of employment, and not so much retrenchment. So a smile on my face, a smile on the business community. Let's make this work. And of course, the new mayor of Tshwane, hopefully we can recreate what we've done in Cape Town with a DA mayor in Tshwane. I must congratulate Cilliers Brink, a brilliant man, a hardworking man, someone who's going to take that coalition government in Tshwane forward, and the Democratic Alliance needs to wear a crown for that. Well done. It's going to be hard work, and I don't think Cilliers Brink is under any illusions about this. He knows it's going to be hard work, but I'm very excited. I was smiling the whole of last night when I heard that news. Well, of course, the three Abrahamic faiths that now all celebrate big events, and it's a confluence. Doesn't often happen, but there's a confluence of the Abrahamic faiths. Majority of South Africa are Christians. They're celebrating Easter soon. And at the same time, we have the Muslims, the Islam is on Ramadan. Again, a past calling for peace, a fantastic event that's happening with Ramadan. And we're seeing the iftars all over the country every evening. And so well done to them as well. And then, of course, from the Jewish faith, Judaism is now going to be celebrating Passover as well, which is also a celebration of freedom, freedom of the people, freedom from slavery. So we have those Abrahamic faiths, and I think this is a sign of some sort of change where they're all coming together and there's some sort of change here in South Africa. And as I said, the DA meets this coming weekend, the 1st and 2nd of April. They're going to reaffirm their leadership. They're going to move forward as one. It's fantastic to see how this is coalescing together, and how we're going to join hands and move into this elections in 2024 to make sure that we can have job creation and peace in South Africa. I'm looking forward to that. So the bottom line is just two little cautions. One's exciting caution, in that when you get retrenched, if anyone gets retrenched, there used to be a tax-free allowance of R500,000, 500,000 Rand, which you could get tax-free if your tax affairs were in order. That's gone up to 550. So for anyone involved in retrenchments or advising on retrenchments, the allowance has now been increased to 550,000 Rand. It's a big benefit to those that do get retrenched or retire. Make sure your tax affairs are in order. And then the other thing is, obviously, at the end of the day, foreign pensioners and beneficiaries of the compensation fund, they brought in a new rule which might be a bit complicated, but you need to, basically you need a proper confirmation of life. There are some people that are claiming on behalf of people that have passed away. They need to try and get that confirmation of life. Please go onto the website of the Department of Employment and Labour, have a look at the latest government gazettes, and make sure that this is done properly. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid your pension. So please have a look at that carefully. So this is good news all round. Democratic Alliance Labour Report. It's Michael Bagram, Wednesday, the 29th of March, 2023. And thank you. I'm having a smile. Best regards.